Hi everybody, you're very welcome to our reformer class. We're going to do a quick full body blast. When you're ready, you can join me. We'll start with 2 heavy springs and a medium spring. So you can lie down onto your carriage when you're ready. Our headrests are down, our heels are on the bar. We're just going to make sure that we're centered on the bar, and we're going to bring our knees and our feet all the way together. You're going to press out once and hold it out. Here we'll just check in with our centering. Tailbone heavy, lower ribs heavy. A trail of ants could crawl just underneath the lower back, but they are our bony landmarks. Collarbones are wide, neck is long and relaxed. Make sure that you're not crammed up into the shoulder rests. Breathe into the back and side of your rib cage. Exhale, find your pelvic floor, scoop and trace up along your back and knit your ribs in and down, putting some weight into the bra line area. Inhale, open your ribs wide. Exhale, scoop through the center, the bottom of the lower part of your rib cage. We're pressing into that area. Inhale and exhale, and your goal is to bring this detail along in the whole class. So we inhale to bend the knees, the back of the ribs expand. Exhale, you press out, pelvic floor, abs, ribs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, really connect to the centering. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Hold it here. If you need more detail on the setup of your pelvis, your rib cage, how to access the pelvic floor, there are 4 foundation classes on this channel. So go and search those. Give yourself that good solid foundation. Bend the knees halfway in. Without straightening the legs fully, we're going to start pulsing. So we pulse and pulse, press down and down into the heels. I'm pulling my toes up, so the front of my feet are active. So we're really using the muscles at the front of the feet and the front of the legs. So we're feeling that little bit of shortening through our tibialis anterior. Pulling the toes up, feeling the arch work in the bottom of the feet, pushing through the heels, igniting the back line of the legs. Pulse and pulse. If your fingers were lightly palpating your stomach, you would feel that pump from the breath work. So feel all that vitality through the body with the breath work. The pulses can get a little bit bigger if you want to. Let's do 10, 9, 5, 2, and 1. Press it the whole way out and come all the way back in. We're going onto the arches of the feet. Your feet and knees are together, the middle of the foot. If that's tender, go back up onto your heels. We glide, and we glide with the breath work. 10, 9, 8, 7. Get to the end of your exhale. Get to the end of your inhale. 6, 5, slow and controlled. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to find that halfway point, halfway in, halfway out. Little pulses. Let it build up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press the whole way out, equal through both feet. Bend your knees and come back in. Toes, balls of the feet onto the bar. All 5 toes on each foot, but special emphasis on your big toes. Lift your heels like you're wearing high heels, and then the goal is that we're not going to move our ankles again. The ankles drop when the legs straighten, but we're not changing the angle at the front of the ankle. So we have our high heels on, you press out, and we come back in. High half toe. 10, 9, keeping your ankles as still as possible. 8, 7, pressing through the balls of the feet. 6, push down and push down. 5, exhale and inhale. 4, get to the end of the breath. 3, 2, and 1. Halfway, assess your high half toe and little pulses. Feel the pump the air with your belly. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1. Press the whole way out. Maintain stability in the ankles. Bend your knees and glide back in. We're going to wrap our toes around the bar like a bird on a wire and push the heels under, the exact opposite of our plantar flexion. We're going to dorsiflex. As you press out, you really push the heels under and grip around the bar so we get that Achilles stretch, our calf stretch. Bend your knees and do your best to keep your heels pushing under the bar. So we have a wrap toe position, wrapping like a bird on a wire, pushing your heels under. Exhale and inhale. Not the heaviest weight today for footwork, 2 heavies and a medium, but it's this ankle position that we're focusing on. Exhale and inhale. Exhale. If you repeat this class, feel free to add more weights on, but let it develop. See how your ankles feel after the first class. Exhale and inhale. So we're going to go between wrap toe and high half toe. We press out. You're going to lift the heels like your high heel position. Bend your knees. You're going to push your heels under and press out. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Wrap the toes, push the heels under and press out. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Wrap and push. Lift and come back in. Just one more. Wrap the toes and push the heels under. Lift and come back in. Heels onto the bar, wider than your hips. Turn your knees and your feet out. Heels on the bar, toes don't have to be on the bar, but you might turn so much that the toes are on the bar, and have a look down to make sure that they're even. The toes are in the same position either side on your foot bar. Exhale, you press. We're going to hold for half a second. As we press down, feel the glutes ignite, feel the stretch in the hip, and then inhale to glide back in. Exhale, you hold for half a second and inhale. 10, 9, 8, even through both feet. 7, mid back is heavy. 6, tailbone is heavy. 5, pelvic floor, abs, ribs. And inhale. 4, armpits down the sides of the body. And inhale. 3, full breath. 2, and pause halfway. We start our pulses. Pulse, pressing through your heels. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press the whole way out, really pushing the bar away. Keep pushing the bar away as you come back in. Yes. And then we're going to go wider with the heels. Turn your knees and your toes inward. Heels are on the bar first. Exhale to press out and inhale to glide back in. You want your knees to touch because we're turning in so much. Keep the turn in and the knees touch. For 5, 4, 3, equal with both feet. 2, mid back heavy, tailbone heavy. Last one, our quads are really heating up. Now we're doing same position but go onto the toes. Keep that internal rotation. Exhale and inhale. 5, 2, and 1. And you can come all the way back in. Relax that out. Maybe knees roll from one side to the other or open and close, whatever you prefer. We're going to come forward and switch to one heavy spring. If you'd prefer to do it on a medium, you can. But let's go with the heavy. We have our arms in straps. I'm going to take the short loop from behind my shoulder rest. So the short loop on each side. Knees into tabletop. It's like there's an imaginary wall above your belly button. So we're crashing into the wall. Instead of your knees being above your belly button, they're above your hips. And it's like your feet are resting on an imaginary table. So you shouldn't be touching the foot bar. It's a little bit higher, but we shouldn't see our feet. So it's a 90-degree angle. Exhale, you pull the straps down, get used to the weight, and inhale. We don't want to hit the stopper, excuse the noise. So you just come back to your hands being above your shoulders. Exhale to pull down, and inhale to lift. Pelvic floor, abs, ribs, and inhale. We're building mid-back series. So the mid-back should be heavy, bra line into the carriage. You can just do the arm work if you like. Otherwise, we're going to add an ab prep. Head, neck, and shoulders lift as the hands come forward. As you lower the head down, hands go back up to the ceiling. 5, 4, slow, smooth, controlled. 3, squash your knees together to help you. And inhale 2, relax the shoulders. We're not cramped into the shoulder rests. Let's do one more, and then we're going to stay up. Squash your knees together. Turn your palms towards your hips. We're not going too wide with this. Inhale to open out, just like wings, and exhale to flap in by your sides. Your head could be down if you like. Inhale and exhale. Your head could be down. You could just do the arms. Otherwise, we have an ab prep added on as part of our mid-back series. And we're going to add the legs on. So as you inhale, you're going to reach one leg. Exhale, pull it back in. Inhale, reach the other leg. And exhale to pull it back in. Let's do 5. 4. 3, full breaths. And inhale, exhale, 2. And 1. Lower the shoulders down, hands up to the ceiling, circle them around. 3, 2, 1. Reverse the direction. 3, 2, 1. Arms up to the ceiling, feet find the foot bar, and you can hang those loops back up when you're ready. We're going to go to one medium spring. So place the medium on. So there's always a spring on the carriage, and then you can take the heavy off, and we're going to take our short box. The short box is going nice and close to the foot bar, but make sure it's still on the carriage. So we're going to come to seated on the box. One leg is externally rotated on the box. We've moved over enough with our pelvis so that the other knee and leg can get down on the carriage. So move to a place where the leg can get down. You're going to place your hand onto the foot bar, your thumb is with your finger. Relax the shoulders. We're already going to be in a bit of a side bend here because we're so high up. So let's encourage that side bend without the carriage moving at all. Relax your shoulders. In that deep side bend, you want to encourage the knee to be down on the carriage. Press out. The shoulders are away from the ears. With the inhale, you're going to reach the top hand towards the wall. So don't worry if the shoulder creeps up a little bit. Just stretch the side of the ribs into your knee. Bend this bottom elbow in towards your ribs. Find the stopper. Don't worry if you hit it. Stack your spine, armpits down, and exhale for a side bend in the opposite direction. Now the hip on the box is going to be really heavy. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, full side bend and press. Inhale, come in your side bend, reaching to the wall. Then you stack and second side bend. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, shoulders down, second side bend. Inhale, stack your spine, shoulders down. Exhale, side bend and press. Inhale, bottom elbow bend, stay in your side bend till you hit the stopper, stack your spine, and exhale. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale to side bend and press. Inhale, bend the elbow to come back in, stack your spine, and exhale to side bend. Inhale nice and tall, armpits down. Exhale to side bend and press. The knee is heavy. Come back in your side bend, stack your spine. The opposite hip is heavy. Let's do one more. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale to side bend and press. Inhale to come back in, deep stretch, stack your spine, and second side bend. Back to the center. You're going to bring your hand onto the foot bar and slide it further away. The second hand is also going to come onto the foot bar. Don't worry if it cracks your back a little bit, relax your shoulders. Tuck your tailbone, just press out a little bit. Lift your chest up and come back in. Just a little movement in this rotation. Scoop the front of the body through the back of the body, press away. Lift the chest through the arms. Let's do that twice more. Scoop and round. Then shoulders down and lift. Once more, scoop and round. Then shoulders down and lift. We're going to do all of that on the second side, so you can turn it around when you're ready. Second side, we're on the box, the other knee is on the carriage. Your hand can reach out and find the foot bar. Deep into your side bend before the carriage moves. Press out, stay in the side bend and reach more with the top arm. Find the stopper, stack your spine, and second side, side bend. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale. Shoulders down, inhale, reach the top arm. Stack your spine, armpits down. Second side, side bend. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, reach the top arm. Stack your spine. And second side, side bend. Inhale, nice and tall, armpits down. Side bend and press. Inhale, reach the top arm to come back in. Stack your spine, armpits down. And second side, side bend. Inhale, nice and tall, armpits down. Exhale, side bend and press. Inhale, reach the top arm, come in your side bend, stack your spine, and second side, the opposite hip is heavy. 2 more. Once more. And side bend. Inhale up nice and tall and relax the shoulders down. We're going to swap for a long box position. So we're going to turn the box around for your long box position. We're going to stay on this one medium spring. Bring your hand onto the foot bar, bring your hip across, then the second hip, it's easier than kneeling up onto the box. Your thumbs are with your fingers. You can move closer to the foot bar for a bigger back bend or further away for a small one. I like to have my fingers either side to make sure that I'm equal on the box. Sometimes we don't realize our hips are going to one side, so just measure that out. We're going to press out. Line your head up above your spine as if you were standing. So you've lined your head up through the rest of your spine. There's a gentle chin nod. You're taking the bottom of the skull off the top 2 bones in your neck. Lift the legs a bit higher. Find your pelvic floor. Scoop off an imaginary thumbtack and knit your ribs through the middle of your back. It's going to make you feel like you're rounding away from the box a little bit. From here, let's just move the shoulder blades. Shoulder blades up to the ears. Then shoulder blades down away from the ears. It feels like the top of your head is going quite close to the foot bar. We're doing this without the elbows bending. So scoop off a thumbtack, lift the legs, shoulders up and down. Shoulders up to the ears and down away from the ears. Shoulders up to the ears and down away from the ears. So before we do any back bend, shoulders down away from the ears. Think about your armpits pulling down the sides of the body. Then we're going to allow the back to move. So we're not scooping off a thumbtack anymore. Lift your chest, keep the arms straight. Lift the legs a little bit if it's comfortable. Then instead of just lowering the legs, you're going to start to scoop the belly, knit the ribs. It pulls you back down. Line your head up, let your shoulders slide up to your ears. Shoulders down, then you lift your chest. Exhale, you roll out of that back bend. When the head is lined up again, shoulders slide up to the ears. Shoulders down and inhale. Exhale, shoulders up. Shoulders down and inhale. Exhale, shoulders up. Shoulders down and inhale. Exhale, shoulders creep up. Let's do 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Then when you're ready, you can bend your elbows, lift the head a little bit, come back in. Step off safely to one side, then you can release the second leg and remove your box when you're ready. We're going to finish with some feet in straps. I'm going to go for 2 reds or 2 heavies. You can do more or less if you like. The 2 heavies is enough for me today. You can come down onto your carriage when you're ready. We're going to press out with one leg, the other knee comes into your chest. Place the long loop onto the foot that's into your chest. Transfer the weight into the loop. We want to keep the knee bent and your bum on the carriage so that the strap doesn't drag you. Keep the strength in your tabletop leg, and then the second loop can go on. So both feet meet in tabletop. Squash the legs together. There's a wall above your belly button. Exhale to press all the way out, going as low as you can maintain a neutral spine. With the inhale, bend your knees, but just to tabletop above your hips. Exhale and inhale. Exhale to press out and slightly down, and inhale. This is your modification. If you don't want to do the next exercise, you can just do this one. So see how this feels. You could just do this, have a nice little cool down. Otherwise, we're going to go a bit longer into the hamstrings. So tabletop, stretch your legs up to the ceiling. Neutral pelvis is a bit more advanced. Imprint is fine if that's what you can achieve. Scoop through your center and pull the straps down. With the inhale and a neutral pelvis, you get a really deep stretch on the way back up. Exhale to pull the straps down. Inhale, tailbone heavy, lower ribs heavy. Exhale. And again, to revise any of the basics, I would suggest the 4 foundation classes that there are on my channel. It's just labeled Hannah's Habits Pilates Foundation 1, Pilates Foundation 2, 3 and 4. You'll see them in a playlist together. Exhale to pull down and inhale. You can stretch that out as much as you like to finish. So we exhale. And stretch it out as much as you like to finish. Then whenever you feel ready, you can bend your knees, take one of the loops off, you transfer the weight into the opposite loop, your free foot has to stretch out, find the foot bar, push into the foot bar, release the second loop, you can come back in, and we're done. Thank you so much for joining me for this class. I'll see you on our next one.